So everybody loves blowing bubbles, right? Even, geez, look at all these bubbles. Well, I love blowing bubbles, and of course kids do too. So this brings me to the third tool that we teach children, and that's to get rid of you're distracting me.
No, man.
That's to get rid of
focus, Zelna.
their ants and bugs. So with children, really, oh my word, I'm getting all wet here, my nose, everything. And of course with children, they'll get distracted, just like I did. So you've got to make sure that you do the fun part before the serious part. So that was the fun part.
That was the fun part.
There will be more fun parts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
of course, yes.
So because everything you do with children is fun. Okay, so that was the fun part. Now let's talk about the serious part of things. So as humans, we have three parts in our brain, okay? We have our unconscious mind, which is our primitive mind. We have our subconscious mind, which is the seat of our feelings and our emotions. And we have our conscious mind, which is the way we think about things that are going to happen. And very often what happens is there will be a trigger on your outside world that impacts on what you think. Now, humans are hardwired to be negative, and this is purely because of the fact that they need to protect themselves from any harm externally. Now, what's happened over the years, here she goes again, because I'm being too serious, right?
Yeah.
No, but what happens is when you're threatened, it steps back into that primitive mode, that unconscious mind, and so you behave in ways that aren't always positive. So we have these automatic negative thoughts, and for the little one, big ugly grumpies. So I mean, you love your bubbles, Krista. So what were you actually doing right now?
I was thinking of going to a happy place.
So you weren't listening to me?
No.
Oh,
sorry.
Nothing's new, hey? Nothing's new. So with regards to using the bubbles, I mean, children love doing that. Would you do it inside or outside?
Anywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anywhere. And I mean, how do we show children the impact of their thoughts and feelings on the physiology of their body? Because of course, every time we have a thought, it releases a hormone, and that hormone either has a positive response or a negative response. So I know you love the arm muscle test, and this is a fantastic test to use with children, because I tell them that it's magic, and that their brain is so powerful. It has this amazing opportunity to make them either stronger or weaker. So do you want to try it out on me? Since you're the guru. Yeah, you're the guru. Come on.
Okay.
I'm always doing it on everybody else. Or shall I do it on you? No.
Just like
okay. So what shall I do?
No. Why are you lifting up your
arm?
I haven't said anything yet.
Would you speak like that to a child?
No.
I'm a child at heart.
Okay.
Just me. Okay, let's pretend I'm a child for a second here.
What I would like you to do, and what I'm going to show you, is how powerful your mind is, your brain is, and how the different chemicals in your brain makes you think and react differently. So what I would like you to do is to hold up your arm, left or right arm, doesn't matter.
I'm allowed to do it now.
You can do it. Keep it nice and straight. Don't let it go down unless I put it down. Okay, so I want you to just hold it there.
Are you going to hurt me?
No, I'm not going to hurt you, but I would like you to close your eyes so you can't see what I'm going to do to you.
Oh, okay. Let's do this.
Okay, so let's start with the negative. We don't like the negative things. So I want you to, in your mind, see yourself. Maybe this morning on your way to school you had a fight with mom.
School.
Or maybe, school in itself, it's a negative thought, hey? So I want you to think of anything negative that happened to you in the past few days, or maybe today. Maybe you didn't get that chocolate you wanted, or maybe a teacher was mean with you, or maybe you forgot your homework. So think how that made you feel. Were you upset? Were you angry? Were you frustrated? Did you feel like you would like to howl at somebody or kick something? So I want you to zone in on that negative emotion. Okay, now I want you to open your eyes. Good, thank you.
My arm felt quite heavy there.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
okay.
felt
So
heavy.
Can we do the second one? So I want you to keep up your
Do you
arm.
have to think those thoughts again?
Yes, but
Negative thoughts.
now we're going to do the nice thoughts now.
All right, I can do
so
this.
I want you
I
to
like
keep
nice
up your
thoughts.
arm, and I would like you to close your eyes again. And now I want you to think about something positive, something good that happened to you in the past few days. Maybe, chocolate. Kids can't have that many chocolate. So let's think kiddie thoughts.
Okay.
You got the trophy for the best netball player. How did that make you feel? Parents were happy with you, your friends were congratulating you, and I can already see the smile on your face. So really zone in that positive thoughts and feelings that you have. Good. So I want you to open your eyes.
Oh my word.
Phew.
I know. What
So
happened
what
there?
happened? Could you feel the difference between
Maybe
the
I
two?
just had bigger muscles.
Maybe you thought of netball and throwing that
Oh,
ball.
yeah.
Okay, so you could feel the
No, I
difference.
definitely
could
felt
feel
the difference.
the first time there were resistance, but not as
It was
much.
easier to go down.
It was easier to
Yeah,
put your
feel
arm down. The second time it was quite hard.
Yeah.
So
I actually felt like you were fighting
forcing,
me because
yes.
it was so...
So what happens? What happens in our brains when we think negative thoughts? I like to use an extra tool when I show this. I use a bowl of water.
Oh, okay.
I present the bowl of water as our minds or our brains, and the bowl obviously is our heads, and the water is the chemical called serotonin. And S is for smile, it's a happy chemical. And then I ask the kids, usually I have 3 or 4 colors there, and I ask them, what's your favorite color? They would pick blue or green, and it's food coloring. So I take the food coloring and I tell them that this is our chemical cortisol. Cortisol is our negative chemical that gets released
That's
when
the
we
one that's
get
stressed.
negative. Yeah, when we stress and we have negative thoughts. So I just take a tiny drop of this food coloring and I pour it into the bowl of water. And immediately, what happens?
It'll discolor.
Yeah, my whole brain will go blue or green or whatever color. Which is not good. And that's the same that happens to our arms. When we are thinking negative thoughts, we are not fighting ready. We are not ready for what the world is throwing at us because we're in such a negative state of mind that we are so into ourselves and not seeing...
Self-absorbed.
Yes. So
not seeing the bigger
there's
picture.
Absolutely no resistance. Now I like to do a little kung fu move when I do this because the kids are so in awe when you sit there. Then I just jump up and do like a karate and they go ballistic. Oh, you're giving me a fright. So I tell them, see, you're not ready for me. If I were whoever, Jackie Chan, and I wanted to chop you, I would have been. Yeah. And then the second time around, I explained to them that when we think positive thoughts, our bodies immediately straighten up.
Right,
we are already looking up. We
eye contact.
Yes, we feel confident with ourselves, and we feel that we can handle whatever happens to us. So that's why we have more resistance on the arms, because I was ready and in a positive state. So when I do my kung fu move, they have a block ready for me.
Yeah, that's right. So basically, whenever we think negative thoughts, our brain releases cortisol. Yes. When we think positive thoughts, it releases serotonin. Now, there'll be different age groups that we work with. Yes. So the amount of information you give children is according to their level. One of the things that the children really love is if you tell them that they are actually doing university work. They're studying psychology, and this is the psychology of the mind, and that they need to go home and teach their parents, and their teachers won't even know this, and they love it because it also builds their self-esteem and it gives them that sense of something that they can do. So do you like having a picnic, Krista?
Oh, I love picnics.
You do? Okay, so let's imagine that we're outside having a picnic. In fact, it's so sunny out there, we should go and have a picnic. Yes. This is South Africa, of course, there's lots of sunshine. So you imagine you're having a picnic.
A different colour.
Because I'm living in the UK now.
Sorry.
And Chris has just been in the Kalahari, that's why, working with the Kalahari Bushmen, doing all these techniques as well.
Yes,
so we're at a picnic and we've got all your favourite food. Okay, like what do you like eating?
I'm very health conscious, so I've
Oh,
got
are you?
watermelon,
Nice.
juice,
Fruit key bag.
cucumber sandwiches,
Like the queen with your tea.
things like that. No, and chocolate cake.
And chocolate cake.
And chocolate cake.
Okay, so now imagine you sitting there with your family or your friends, and you have this bee that comes along.
I don't like bees.
Yeah, no, they sting.
I
right?
like them, but I don't like.
And what if an ant comes walking along and it goes onto your chocolate cake? Like there's a cherry on your chocolate cake and it sits on there. What are you going to do?
Well, I'll just take it off with a little bit of icing and put it somewhere else so you can enjoy
And the bee?
itself. Well, the bee is hard because it usually don't go away when you just swash, swash, swish, swash, go away.
Swat.
Swat.
Like the Australians, you wear that hat,
Yeah,
you know, the corpse. Okay, so
But you
get rid of them. Yeah, you get rid of them. So that's like our minds, okay? If you have one negative thought, you can use Zeal Talk and get rid of it straight away. So the ant was on my chocolate cake, yuck. You can go, well, I've got the rest of my chocolate cake. So you turn it into a positive. But now what happens if you don't do that and you just ignore the ant? And he brings his friends along and the bee brings some more bees along because they like that chocolate cake and the ants are loving the watermelon. So,
it's going to ruin my picnic. I'll probably just pack up and go.
Just pack up.
Yeah.
You won't maybe just move to another spot?
I'll try that, but
Might not
doing
work.
all the effort and packing up and packing out.
But now once you've packed up your picnic, you're pretty angry, frustrated because it's ruined your day, okay? And you might have to go to Kentucky and get Kentucky, and you are very health conscious, so that's just not on. So now what happens is, like, if you went and you carried on thinking these negative thoughts, it becomes like a loop, a negative loop. And the more you think these thoughts, the more they attract more ants, automatic negative thoughts, and big ugly grumpies. And that's what causes illness in the body. So depression and childhood depression is really on the increase, and the suicide rates as well. So this is such a great technique to make children realize it's okay to think negative thoughts. I mean, we all do on a daily basis. But it's more important to get rid of that thought straight away. So, I mean, bugs and ants, it's part of our life, you know, and it's just about getting rid of them and seeing your life as a picnic and going out there and having fun. And if things go wrong, that's okay. We make mistakes. Life happens. Just start focusing forward and keep going for it. Use that Zeal Talk. Be aware of your inside and outside world. And just see life as opportunities and not just as all the negatives.
And be aware of what negative thoughts and feelings do to your body, because we get that triggers that gives us.
So this is more of a serious tool, but of course using the bubbles, and you can also use inside outside world. I mean, you can also reinforce the armband, because you have to keep reinforcing for the kids so that they can actually form those neural pathways. And
it's not that serious.
There we go again.
It's
yes, that's what you can also do with the little
bubbles.
ones. The little ones, they blow out their big ugly grumpies and you just pop them and get rid of them.
Yes.
And once they pop, they can't come back.
And they're out.
Oh, you know what else I do with kids is I let them take their mind on holiday, which is also another tool. And I let them see this huge big tree, and it's called the grumpy tree. And when they get to the tree, they can hang up all their ants and bugs on the tree and just take that weight off their shoulders. And then they walk to this beautiful garden. And they lie on the grass and they swim in the waterfall, and there's beautiful sunshine. So they get rid of their negatives, so they're getting rid of that cortisol, and then they focus on the positives, and it releases that serotonin, which is good for us ultimately. So
that's awesome.
No more ants and bugs. Oh, that's like the Zeal the Zebra song. Okay, on our CD. No more ants and bugs.
No more ants and bugs.